Forget about what the calendar says. Football season is right around the corner, and that means best ball week at DraftKings isn't far behind. Here's what you need to know. DraftKings Best Ball Millionaire Contest is their biggest fantasy contest ever. We're talking 15 million guaranteed prize pool with that's right, 2 millionaires being crowned for first and second place.
If you're a set it and forget it type, then best ball is for you. No waiver wires, no roster management, bigger roster so injuries won't end your season. Only the draft, and that's it. You're set for the season. And $15 million in prize money is no joke. Still not convinced? Check this out. This year, DraftKings is offering everyone a Draft One, Get One special. Your $20 entry fee scores you a bonus ticket.
Get ready for Best Ball Week at DraftKings. Download the DraftKings app and use code Jenkins. That's code Jenkins, Jenkins, for all customers who enter the NFL Best Ball $15 million millionaire contest to get a bonus ticket. Only during Best Ball Week. Only on DraftKings. Welcome to Jenkins and Jones on the Volume Podcast Network. It is Tuesday, July 9th. July, right? Yeah, Tuesday, July 9th.
Jesus.
All right. You talking about my ass, nigga? Motherfucker was calling me.
Look at John, looking crazy.
July.
And I'm not the most scatterbrained person on this Zoom call right now. I can promise you that. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. We have not recorded since the Not Like Us music video dropped. Very excited to talk to that. Got a bunch of NBA stuff. We're going to talk about that basketball court in King's Landing. And we're going to get to a burning question that John and I have for Tyler. As always, Jenkins and Jones, hosted by Dragonfly Jonez, a.k.a. Tyler.
Hey, everybody, have a gun.
LaJethero Jenkins, a.k.a. John.
What's that, Bubba's?
Tyler, that
Guardy
hat
B.
is incredible.
What's that?
I love it, bro.
That's a new one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's I mean, I had it for a year. I just broke it out just now, but
That's a crossover hat,
bro,
by Tyler right there.
Hey, he walking a fine line out here, brother.
Yeah, I know this is like crit Empire Roof.
Yeah, I was about to say it's a
nigga, like, you know what I'm
West Side Pyro crit, like.
Yeah, in good old Virginia, we don't have those problems. I tell you that.
Good for y'all, man.
You just got a bunch of people asking you, what team is that? What team's hat is that?
Nationals.
You just
Yeah,
got
Walgreens
people asking
W.
you, you're a
Washington
Nationals fan.
Yeah.
Go Nats. You just got white guys telling you go Nats. That's what you got in Virginia.
Got that natitude.
They don't do natitude, do they?
They say natitude is a thing with the Nationals. It's terrible.
Of course it is, bro. That's why we need niggas in baseball, bro. It's going too far.
It's called
Natitude?
natitude.
Natitude? Nasty.
Natitude,
Anyway, my bad. I interrupted it.
Produced as always by the lovely and talented.
You can't let that motherfucking mic get by.
Produced as always by the lovely and talented Jackson Saffron.
What's up?
All right, before we get into the pod, we need to do a little life update here with John, because this will probably be the last pod you see John for a couple episodes. But John, explain the situation you're currently in at 9:14 a.m. on Tuesday.
So in about 12 hours, we're heading to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? It's induction time, you feel me? We just prepping, you know what I mean? Like life's already crazy, which is it's fun as hell. But it's about to get even crazier, you know what I'm saying, tomorrow. And I'm hell excited. I was telling Rod, I can't wait. This is going to be insane. And I'm so fucking excited. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, G, we just, I hopefully, if everything, hopefully, I'm holding my baby boy tomorrow. You feel me? So,
Jethro Jenkins Jr.
What's going to be crazy is like Somi coming and I'll have Somi there, baby boy there. I'm like, damn. Multiple shorties, but yeah, didn't sleep much last night. I'll tell you that, nigga. I feel like Christmas around this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
I'm so excited for y'all, but I'm really invested in the Somi OG plot of all this. I know she's gonna be an incredible big sister, man.
Oh my god. I told you, like, I was really nervous about raising a boy. You feel me? Like, I whatever reason, you know what I mean? But like I'm hard-headed still, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I was really worried about raising a boy, but seeing Somi and how like she operates and how like she'll say things like emotionally, talking about her emotions that like I still struggle with. I'm going to therapy to say this shit. You know what I'm saying? And she like, she speaks like, I have big emotions right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, damn, girl. Like, seeing her, it makes me confident because having her as a big sister makes me confident about what we'll be able to do with baby boy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so excited to see her as a big sister. And also like I'm like last night I'm gonna cry like a bitch. Damn, nigga. Last night might have been the last night that, it was just me and Rod and Somi, you know what I mean? So that makes me emotional because like she changed my life so much. But also I'm so excited, to grow the family. But yeah, man, like, and you could tell she could kind of tell something's going on. Kids are kind of connected. So she was like, she was a little more, she couldn't sleep last night, you know what I mean? Like she was a little more active at night. But I know it's gonna be a big change for her, but I know like it'll be it's just gonna our love for the family will double, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be beautiful, man. But yeah, man, kind of emotional too.
No shit. I mean,
the chat is flooded with congrats to John. By the way, the chat is flooded with congrats to John.
You need to be send Rod the like great vibes, prayers, love into the universe, whatever, for just a smooth next 24 hours for sure. But it is that holding
ain't
pattern.
No joke, bro. You know what I mean? Like the body might, you know what I mean? It took it 24 hours last time. She's already like 4 centimeters dilated. I'm giving you all the information. So like her body been like,
that's HIPAA, brother. That's HIPAA for sure. HR.
This nigga's talking about diet. He's talking about innards. but yeah. So she's ready though. She's ready. We're ready to meet him. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna get our ass kicked, but it's so beautiful. Like I've never been so excited to be getting jumped. You know what I mean? Like I know it's gonna be crazy, but I can't fucking wait. I've been this last week. I tell you, I was smoking weed the last week. Tyler, I don't know about you. I've been smoking. I don't even smoke like that, nigga. I've been blowing fucking down, nigga, like the last week trying to take the edge off. Cause I'm like, when is this nigga gonna come? You feel me? I'm too ready. So,
there's nothing like the holding pattern of you have the induction date, but obviously at any moment you could be like, nope, we're good. Like I just remember being in the bathroom with my phone and checking my phone 4 times in the bathroom to make sure the volume was all the way up. And it's like she's in the next room, but
I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming about it. Like I'm waking up like, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole family, like Rhonda's mom was talking about how she's like waking up in the middle of the night to see it, checking her phone. My mom said, so what's going on? What's going on? You know what I mean?
I know y'all tired of sending no news updates in response.
Yeah. And rather, God bless her. Like her friends are hitting her too, and she like nigga. You know what I mean? Like, dog.
I will tell you.
I promise you, I'll tell you when a baby.
You think I had a kid and didn't say anything? That's what you think happened over the last 48 hours? Come on, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. So hell excited.
I'm trying to think of what the funniest stupid topic to ask you to talk about right after we discussed the imminent birth of your second child, but
they could like there's a chance they could call me like we're too busy, so we're kind of nervous about that as well. Like we're too busy because obviously people are actually in birth. You can't, a scheduled induction is going to be pushed to the side, but we're praying that doesn't happen. We just ready to meet him a little, man. You feel me?
Well, we're all right there with you, bro, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, man. The whole chat seemed like a bit nervous. You're like, every time John doesn't respond, I feel like he's in the throes of it.
I know, and I haven't been hitting you. I haven't been hitting you because I remember those floods of text messages and thinking the same thing Radha was like, I promise you I'll send an update. Like, just I don't need to respond to 15 people an hour. Nope. What's
funny is like my mom checking in, like, Mom, you were the first person I called after it happened, right? You will be the first person I call forever,
right?
After big things happen,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
But there has been in our chat.
He's so excited though. Yeah.
Anytime you don't respond for 10 minutes, I'm just like, I feel like even though we can't see each other, I'm like looking at Tyler and Jackson, like,
and they're looking at you like, in the universe. Like y'all looking at the same spot.
Yeah, we might be.
Maybe that's not, bro. Like I told you, I've been so locked in and invested in this. Like I haven't given a fuck about free agency. Like we got the news, Braun resigned. I was like, I do not care. Where is LaJethero Jr., dog? You know what I'm saying? That is all that matters right now, bro.
Man, super excited, dog. Crazy. Damn, one of each. Still got to build though. This is just the beginning.
This is just the foundation. Gotta fill out the rest of that roster.
No. Rod sat down for it. Rod might be a little time. But
It's
Rod's
gonna be a little
down.
time. What's the target number? What are we targeting?
My target?
Yeah.
My
No.
target
It's a
is
family.
Stupid.
It's a family.
Yeah. It's stupid. You know what I mean? Like people don't have kids these days. Is like how I want to have kids these days.
John wants his own reality show.
You
No.
want the farmhand staff.
I want
That's right.
But I do want to move to a farm. At some point, that would be a goal. Wearing fucking Tim boots and Carhartts, working farm with my family. You know what I'm saying? Like
Dude, this is John
Yeah.
literally told us that when Radha was pregnant with Somi, he was like, it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. I want 8 or 9 kids. That's like literally what he told before Somi was here. He was like, I'm shooting for 8 kids.
bro, it's just like nigga.
And we were over your house and Radha was like, this man is trying to have me.
He's trying to tear me inside out. He's trying to make me into a baby factory. Nigga, the thing is this though. I was searching for purpose my entire life. You know what I mean? Career didn't give me the fulfillment I needed. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I have a lot of love around me. I've always had a lot of love around me. I texted my mom recently. I was like, you know, thank you for being my mom. I have always felt like you want to be my mom. I never had to question that. I never had to question your love. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of how crazy other shit was, I knew my mom loved me and wanted to be my mom. That was my anchor my entire life. You feel what I'm saying? But like, dog, like when Somi was born, I got purpose, bro. You know what I mean? Like I was filled with purpose that I never felt, something I was searching for. You feel me? I was put here to be a fucking dad, nigga, and a partner. You know what I mean? And that's what the fuck I want to lean into. You know what I mean? I want 76 of these motherfuckers. Fuck 9. Nigga.
You want the spring training NFL
I
squad.
want to have a rural city, nigga. You know what I mean? Give me 2 traffic lights. And we good over here, nigga. You know?
Not the Genghis Khan birth plan, bro. Not the
76. God damn.
76.
I want to have as many as I can afford. I'll say that. Which is
You can't
probably
afford
2 or 3.
76.
I can't afford 76. We gonna see if I can afford 2, nigga. You know what I mean? But we gonna try, brother. I'll tell you that. Head down to the ground grinding. You hear me? I gotta get that 3rd one in at least.
The chat said the Phillip Rivers of podcasting is insane.
Oh, for sure. Phillip Rivers me. Y'all clouded. I'm thankful to hear that. Yes. Send me them good vibes, nigga. Send me that Phillips Rivers.
John is trying to reach Southern evangelical white quarterback levels
Bro,
of.
We got Cheaper by the Dozen remake coming by LaJethero in the chat.
Yes. Send me all of that. Send me all of that, dog. I want all of that, man. For sure.
All right. That was great. Thanks for sharing. Thank you for sharing, bro. I know. I know obviously we've all been talking about. I know our friends in the chat and the listeners are very invested in your life and your family too. So I appreciate you sharing with everybody. That's great. Didn't expect you to share dilation numbers. You know what I mean? But you really opened the book up,
nigga. I told you I'd be scared, nigga. I ain't built for this time period. I don't know the rules, bro. I'm lost. I'm just guessing out here, nigga. Just trying to stay on the right side of things, my guy. You know what I mean?
All right. We have not recorded an actual episode because of the 4th of July holiday. We did our House of the Dragon recap, but we haven't recorded a regular episode with the 3 of us in a week. And a lot has happened in that time, including, and I know some people really want to hear this and some people are annoyed by hearing it, but I want to talk about it. We've been talking about it in the group chat. The Not Like Us music video dropped. And the question that I have for y'all in the group
Speaking
chat
of
was
popping out and showing niggas. That's the segue right there. There you go.
I was gonna say something about Family Matters. I don't want to use.
Oh,
I didn't
Family
wanna-
Matters. Yep, that's a good dot to connect.
That works. But I said I sent y'all in the group chat. I was like, what was the last music video that you were excited to see in the way that you were excited? Because this felt like, I never compare anyone to Michael Jackson, but it felt like a 8 p.m. on ABC premiere of a music video. Like I
Felt
just
like
can't
black and white.
remember.
Remember when that shit dropped and like the whole, you know what I mean?
Everyone's texting, like all my friends are texting like scene by scene through like, did you see so and so? Did you? No, this is this dude. Like, so what did you guys think of the music video, and how big was this? Like, can you even think of the last time you were this excited for a music video?
Yeah, this Not Like Us is legitimately a cultural phenomenon at this point. Like, we can discuss diss tracks, but we can discuss where it ranks for, like, Hit 'Em Up or Story of Adidon or Ether or whatever, but it's bigger than that right now. It is like on the levels of In the Club, on the levels of Yeah by Usher. Like, it is a cultural phenomenon. It's a song we're going to look back on as one of the biggest songs of the decade, right? And I'm sure Aubrey did not picture this happening when he stepped out there and got in the ring, because, man, this shit has taken off like wildfire. But yeah, it is like, I cannot remember the last time a song felt this huge, right? Like I said, we might have to go all the way back to like the early 2000s, before like the social media era, where and the streaming era has just, I feel like it's microwaved our attention spans, where shit is here today, gone tomorrow. Like, people are saying Kendrick's milking it, and all the man has done is a concert and a music video. That's it. He's not, on a media tour. He has just did a concert and a video 2 months apart. And that's how shit used to be. A single hits the radio, it gets some steam going. Then 2 months later, they give you the video, gives it a second win, and it extends the life of the song. That's how shit used to be. But we're not used to that right now, like I said, because the streaming area has microwaved everyone's attention span, because every Friday we get new music. You know what I mean? So shit has a very short shelf life. And the people who saying they're tired of it, like, I don't know what to tell y'all, because this shit ain't going nowhere. Y'all just got to buckle in, buddy, because this, like I said, it's legitimately bigger than a diss record right now. It is a culture phenomenon at this point.
It's ubiquitous, kind of like music was in like the 90s. You know what I mean? Like, I was talking to a homie about it. I'm like, yo, this feels popular in a way that is what we don't see anymore. You know what I mean? Back when, like, we didn't see stars a lot. Like, when you would sit with an album for 3 months. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We didn't have so much access to people. And I think maybe we feel like it's, they said dragging it. He's dragging it. You know what I mean? Like, because also, this is the most we've seen Kendrick in a long time. Kendrick doesn't even pop. Like, him having a concert and doing a video, that's a lot for Kendrick. That's a lot of Kendrick. All we see is like music shit with Kendrick, and he'll be gone for 5 years. We might see him do some push-ups every so often, but in between albums, we don't see Kendrick like this. So maybe that's why they're saying it. But dog, I mean, I haven't seen. We were in the group chat. I was like, when's the last time art took the world by storm, nigga? You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, like fucking ice bucket challenges and shit and planking and goofy ass social media shit like that'll take, but when is the last time art snatched people's attention in this way? You know what I mean? We're like, something that's like, has everybody, we're tweeting like a family, like we did in like 2009 and 2011 and shit during the concert. Like, it's really odd. But I don't think there's any, like you said, this is just a beginning. This is, I mean, Mike brought up, like, people haven't experienced things like this. They weren't around when, like, Whitney Houston, the Bodyguard soundtrack, when she was in, and you know what I'm saying? They didn't see that shit, but
right.
You know what I mean? They
and
see
then she
Jurassic
dropped
Park.
I Have Nothing, and
that
was another 6-month run of a single, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't see Jurassic Park in theaters for damn near 2 years, like a year and a half. You know, right. So so like, this is like, for something this big, this is the normal way things go. This is what we are used to until the social media era. So is he dragging? No, like, you feel me? I think he hasn't done enough. Drop the album, nigga.
Right.
Shit,
no,
you know what I'm saying?
I legitimately think we just have a couple of younger generations that are not aware of what lasting cultural impact is, because they have not experienced it in this way. And and I'm not saying that
they're
in like
used to fast food.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm saying
there's nothing negative about them. That's the world that we've given to them. You know what I mean?
If you're used to fast food, and when you sit down and eat soul food, you know what I'm saying? You're going to feel bloated as fucking stuff. Like, nigga, this is, you know what I mean? Like, you used to eating, right? You know what I'm saying? Taco Bell, that shit in and out, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Bow. You know what I mean? Like, You eat it, you shit it out, you go about your day. You feel me? Like when you got something that's lasting, it feels different. And so is he dragging it? No, nigga, this is what happens.
Like when we were kids, do you guys remember the band Blur? Or like you remember the song?
What's the song?
It's like song 2. I'm trying to remember. It was like a catchy guitar riff. It was everywhere for like a year. That was their only single that they ever had. Right? Like
y'all
that's
remember
what
Not a Surf? Popular.
Right.
Like
you remember the song Because I Got High?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, like, yeah, like you used to be able to do one thing that would make you famous for 12 months. And no one said, oh, they're dragging the single, because there were just like 6 rappers that were nationally famous and like 4 bands. And that was it. So like, did anyone say Seal was dragging Kiss from a Rose? I heard that song 40,000 times.
Yeah.
In 1995 or whatever the fuck it was.
I mean, the truth of the matter is the only people saying that this is being dragged are Drake fans. They just do not like seeing their boy getting slapped around like this. And I don't know why they're acting like this isn't how summer anthems work. If you're a Drake fan, you saw how Hotline Bling had that summer in the chokehold. You saw how In My Feelings had that summer in the chokehold. Summer anthems last for the whole fucking summer. And bro, it's just July. We got about 6 more weeks of this shit. So like I said, y'all motherfuckers better buckle in and get comfortable, dog.
Because the instrumental will sound good on every instrument. It'll sound good when the marching band plays it. It sounds good when the fucking pipe organist at Dodger Stadium plays it.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I'm telling you, like I was saying, it feel like this could be like this kid, the new version of like fuck them other niggas. How long did you know what I'm saying? How long did that? What that wasn't
that was 99, 25 years old.
They were still walking out to that instrumental by the marching band.
You feel me?
Poly,
but like, can you imagine like
2 years ago?
I spent time in Alabama, so like, you know, the Magic City Classic in Birmingham, Alabama State versus Alabama A&M. You feel me? And they not like they're playing that with the fuck. Come on, that shit gonna go crazy after a win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that this could be some shit like that. You feel me? Like that's how big this song is. Where dog, you might be hearing this shit 10 years from now. You know what I'm saying? At games and shit. So
and that's another thing that's like the lightning they caught in the bottle here. This is one of those songs where no matter how many times you hear it, it does not get old, bro. Like
yeah, I'm not tired of it.
Yeah, they captured magic with this shit. And I was tweeting about this, and I had people hitting me up like, "We ain't gonna be listening to this in 10 years. We ain't gonna be listening to with the themes of this song and all that." And I'm like, anti-pedophile anthem. I'm like, bro, Little John and Yin Yang Twins gave us a song about sweaty balls and nothing all over the place 20 years ago, and that bitch will still set a motherfucker off if you play that shit tonight, right? So no, I'm telling you, this shit is here for the moment, and it's gonna be here forever. It is an all-timer.
Yeah. We as we've talked about a couple of times in the pod, we're going through like summer baseball tournaments and all-star stuff right now. And you can just, because the kids now get walk-up songs, the 10-year-old kids get walk-up songs, you can like almost measure the progression of that song through the like different cultural parts of Southern California, because it feels like between the two teams, it's like half the walk-up songs. It's the black kids walk-up songs and the white kids walk-up song and the Hispanic kids walk-up songs. And both dugouts will start singing along to the song for both teams' walk-up songs. Like, when that shit's playing, bro, is both dugouts turning like all the kids are going crazy for it, bro. So yeah, it's just different, and that's good. We should even if I was a Drake fan, I would honestly just be happy that there was a shared cultural experience. Our brains evolved to require them. It's why we created religion. It's why we created a lot of the art, a lot of the things that we all do across all cultures and continents and everything else. And we've created a technological world where we don't get a lot of those moments where it's truly a global shared feeling. So I'm just enjoying that aspect of it as much as I am the fact that, like Tyler said, I don't know how many times I'll have to listen to it before I get sick of it.
Also, one thing I like about I can't say that I'm happy like Drake got cooked. Like, I mean, I'm happy he got cooked. I'm just saying, like, it does make me like, damn, this nigga might not be able to come back from this. And I don't really know Drake, but anybody like get their ass beat in front of the world like that, like I'm a Bud Crawford fan, but seeing Errol Spence get cooked like that was like, damn, nigga, I want him to win, but I ain't want him to fucking ruin the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Drake might not come back from this shit. You feel what I'm saying? But also, I feel like Drake was making watered down AI music. You know what I'm saying? He was in the way. He was in the way. You know what I'm saying? Like I think Trayvon said this, like, you know, he was taking up too much space in the room, it felt like, with lack of quality shit. So I hope in some way this kind of sets shit straight. Where, like, you know, you just can't make no motherfucking AI goofy ass shit. Like, this made room for like niggas that are not making music, because he's making algorithm music. Kendrick makes music from the heart. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully this makes space for shit like that, and get that, and that little algorithmic, like that math music, got the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I think we need like something like, we need a Kendrick like a superhero, nigga. We need something like him in every industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
For real. You know what I mean? So
like we saw, like that snippet at the beginning of that video, bro. He needs to go ahead and drop that motherfucker. Like, if Drake has reignited something in Kendrick, I hope the inverse is true as well. You know, like you said, John, I hope that the lesson that Drake takes from this is it's time to stop making this pop filler bullshit. You know, yeah, that's my calling card. I'm the biggest fucking hit maker in rap history. I can go to the top of the charts when I want, but bro, like we saw what he did when he heard the noise about how trash For All the Dogs was. That motherfucker called up Conductor, called up Alchemist, locked in, and rapped. And I love that Scary Hours pack that he put at the end of that. That's like my favorite piece of work that Drake gave us in years.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it's still in him. It's still in him. But you know, I don't know if he's going to be Ja Rule or what have you. But the fact of the matter is, you know, this isn't just a one-off. You have to look at this being compounded with the loss he took from Pusha T as well, right? And the lesson here is, dog, you just ain't that nigga that you think you are. You are a suburban child actor from Canada, and that's okay, right? Because the thing that we fell in love with Drake was how authentic and how vulnerable he was when he first hit the scene. Then he decided to be a mob boss, and motherfuckers had to slap him up and be like, no, that's not who you are, Aubrey. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that's the lesson that he's taking from this here too. You know what I'm saying? Be yourself and really lock in and make the music that from your heart that you're capable of making, like we saw in that Scary Hours pack that you put on For All the Dogs.
Bro, we liked Drake for his talent. We didn't give a fuck about the other shit. You know what I'm saying? So Far Gone was something we had never heard. You know what I mean? And so he goes from a dude that changes the sound to a nigga that is like making algorithm music, just making music to try to get like you're making music for TikTok and shit like that. Like you came in the game changing what rap sounded like to me, what I liked out of rap or want out of rap. You changed that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you change, like, dog. So I would love to see Drake come back and go crazy, and we'll see like Drake being Drake. You know what I'm saying? And not being a fucking corporation. You know what I mean? Is there space for that? I don't know, man. Like, once you consider the lane, nigga, once white people making fun of you, it's kind of over, bro. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, like, we see. You see the video that was like, yeah, you're not like them. They said, but you are like us.
You need to drop the remix. You're like us. You need to do the white like us and everything. You are like us.
You are like us. You are like us. You are like us. Like, dude, dog, bro, it's kind of nasty when it get there. But if anybody could figure out, if there's a rapper that could, you know what I mean, as big as he is, it will be Drake. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
All right, we got some basketball topics. Let's go through them pretty quick. Just give me give me.
What's that? So bad.
That's horrible, bro.
You are like us. You are like us, nigga. That's crazy.
I hadn't seen this. Someone has to send that to me. I haven't seen that. That's
was
a tough, but that's a fucking haymaker, bro.
And these were white boys, bro. You know, they might have had flip-flops on the podcast, nigga. Toes out. Dirty toes, nigga. They are like us. These are 10 out of 10 Connors saying you are like us, nigga. Damn. Oh man.
That's brutal. All right. We got a basketball grab bag. Quick reactions to DeMar DeRozan to the Sacramento Kings. What do we think?
Good for him. He got his bag. Going back to Cali, you know, like we talked about before, DeMar's a dude I think a lot of us like on a personal level, right? Like,
love him.
Of course, I would have loved to see him, you know, link up with the Lakers, but you know, the Lakers couldn't have gave him the bag that Sacramento gave him. So good on him, man. And Sacramento, you know, it's not like this is the Sacramento of the past. You know, they're a team that can get in the playoffs, can maybe shake some shit up. So he's going to be in a place where he has a chance to win, and he's got a bag, and he's, you know, somewhat home too. So good for him. Happy for DeMar.
And they could use like somebody with like a vet like him.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, kind of keep like they're pretty young, you know what I'm saying? Keep them like on the straight and narrow in tough moments. So yeah, I mean, they'll benefit from having him there. I would have loved to see him in LA. I don't know how it would have really, really, really worked, but you know how I feel now. I ain't really chasing chips no more. You feel me? I'm just enjoying it for the vibes, nigga. I think he's a great vibes guy. He's a great basketball player, you know, but the math wouldn't have necessarily added up, but the vibes would have been incredible. So yeah.
My reaction was, thank God he's not a Clipper. That's basically my whole reaction. I couldn't.
So what would have happened? What would have happened? Would you just spontaneously combusted? Like you couldn't. Your brain couldn't have done the math. It couldn't have figured it out.
I might spontaneously combust considering the hypothetical. Like
you froze, nigga. Error.
Like the last time the Lakers had the last time the Clippers had a player who was like cool was to me was Baron Davis, and the Clippers were a different. Crazy. They were a different franchise at that point. They were like I kind of rooted for the Clippers. I think like a lot of people in Southern California, that was just the like
when they had the knuckleheads around that time and all that shit.
Yeah, but it was before they did all this. This is our town. Street lights, you know, over spotlights. It was before they tried to beat the big brother up. You know what I mean? And so having an actually cool Compton native in DeMar DeRozan on the Clippers with this aesthetic of their franchise would genuinely have been very difficult for me to swallow as they're gentrifying the fuck out of Inglewood. Like it would have been it would
compute.
On a personal level, it would have been difficult. And the fact that he went to Sacramento, which is only a 40-minute flight from home, you know, like Tyler said, is there were a lot of people I knew in Southern California who were like, I really appreciate you. They like really appreciate, you know, because he said he wanted to be back in California. It was clear the Lakers weren't going to have it. And my understanding was that it was like, hey, I'd rather go in that direction than just be part of, we have to win 40 games because we're opening a new arena, even though we really should be in tank and rebuild mode. Like how much money they give to James Harden because they just kind of had to, because they can't roll out a 18-win team in a new arena. You know what I mean?
How'd the talks go? Was there any reporting on like what happened or what was the stop? It was just the money, like, yo,
I haven't read a lot, but yeah, I mean, the money just didn't work with the. And I think with DeMar, because Trayvon talked about this. I thought
he was willing to take a pay cut, though.
He was willing to take a pay cut, but it's like the Lakers have got to get in the ballpark. You know, it's that, like, I think we all have that. Like, there's some things or people or organizations that you want to be a part of that you give a hometown discount to, but that hometown discount has a range.
Yeah, it's not to the point where it's disrespectful. Nigga, I'm still DeMar DeRozan. Fuck you mean?
And I can get this over here, and it's a 40-minute flight from home. You know what I mean? So And there isn't a scenario on the table where it blows up and everyone I know is mad at me. I think the Russell Westbrook experience with the Lakers has probably got to be out there a little bit of like, that hurts. I know that hurt. I know that hurt. I know that hurt. You know, like, and so avoiding the potential for that stuff when you're 15 years in, like you say, he's not really ring chasing. He's just trying to sew up an all-time great career, you know, from a California kid. Like, I mean, shit, he's
trying to run a score up in the bank account, nigga, because you about to, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me just.
From a financial standpoint, there was a lot of talk about the Lakers in the mid-level exception, which is like $13 million a year, and he got like 20 plus.
Right.
From the Kings. So
again, if the offer is 16, 17, okay, well, go play with Braun. Wear Laker gold, all this, but you're talking about $8 to $10 million on the table. I could buy myself a lot of experiences for $8 to $10 million a year.
Speaking of Baron Davis, before we move off of this, I'm gonna give a little Jenkins and Jones exclusive. That we had Baron Davis on the Draymond Green show. We recorded yesterday. It's dropping in like 2 days. Amazing interview. I'm not gonna give any like.
Baron Davis is an all-time.
He is the man
to me. Yeah,
the man.
And
first of all,
so nice. He doesn't know he's BD.
He's the nicest. He's one of the nicest people I've ever met. But there's talked about a lot of crazy stuff. Honestly, amazing pod coming out this week. Very long episode. But we talked about his time with the Clippers briefly, and that's the only thing I'm going to bring up now. Not too big of a spoiler for the pod. Is Dre goes, Baron, like what your time with the Clippers, like how was it? And Baron was like, it was awful. And then Dre was like, what do you think would have happened? You're from LA. Like, what do you think would have happened or would happen if the Clippers ever win a championship? And Baron just goes, I don't know, nothing. And then he goes, I'm just kidding. But he for like deadpan, he just goes like, I don't know, probably like not shit. Like it was so funny. And he had to be like, no, I love the Clippers. I love the Clippers fans. I don't like the organization, but like I love the Clipper fans. It was hilarious how he was like just low-key dogging the Clippers.
I'm sure if it ever happens, which I mean, they have one of the owners who's willing to spend. It'll happen at some point. I'm sure when it happens, it will be like a regular championship experience. But I've heard so many friends of mine talk about like they will legitimately get heckled for their championship parade. If you've ever been at like Dodger Stadium and they'll put like when Paul George went to the Clippers instead of the Lakers, they put Paul George up on the Jumbotron. He got booed. Like, you know what I mean? Like he got booed in the city that he had just signed to. I don't know. I think Lakers fans, I hope, have too much pride to go heckle a championship parade.
I wouldn't. They don't.
Tyler would be there with the whole bucket of
I'll be there with a bullhorn. Boo!
I love it. Speaking of the Clippers, Paul George in an interview said he felt like he was the sources where he felt like he was disrespected by LA. I love the move of him going to the Sixers, but what do you guys think this does for the Clippers? They had, I thought, with Ballmer kind of solidified themselves as a team that's willing to spend money to contend, that's willing to push the chips in. Do you think this damages the Clippers' standings and their ability to kind of be one of those teams going forward?
I mean, is the whole apron thing what they were trying to avoid here? Is that what it was, or?
Yeah, it's just the math on the new CBA.
Yeah, but I just it's just bad business. Like, this is the Kawhi PG duo. That was like your first splash as the new owner as Ballmer, right? Like, I felt like he was kind of establishing a brand here where it's like, there's so much talent that comes out of California. They're like, if you want to come to LA, but the Lakers don't have space for you, you don't want to be a Laker, come to the Clippers. We'll take care of you and we'll field a competitor. We're a competent franchise now. We're not the butt of any more jokes. And you'll still be in Los Angeles, right? I thought that was the angle they were going for. And then they'd like do PG like this, right? The guy who was like the cornerstone of the kind of reinvention of the Clippers. That's just not a good look. Not at all to me. And the whole thing is like, you're giving Harden $70 million for 2 years, of about 35 M's a piece, and you can't take care of PG. That's
well, Harden got the we got to spend it on somebody money.
Yeah,
but
he got it after.
Yeah, did y'all see? I had a lot of respect for the statement the Clippers put out after the Paul George stuff went down. I thought they were pretty transparent about like, we want to make it clear to our fans that we're not selling on the idea of competitive. We just want to remain competitive. And we felt like this wouldn't have helped. They said in a statement, heading into this offseason, our roster was constructed around 3 great players, 33 and over, 2 of whom could become free agents. We wanted to retain them on contracts that would allow us, under the constraints of the new CBA, to continue building the team. And they specifically said, we negotiated for months with Paul and his representative on a contract that would make sense for both sides, and we were left far apart. The gap was significant. We understand and respect Paul's decision to look elsewhere for his next contract. We explored an opt-in and trade scenario, but it would have left us in a similar position under the new CBA with very little asset value to justify the restrictions.
Didn't he choose the Clippers over the Lakers? Like he wasn't like he just like, I can't go to the Lakers, I go to the Clippers. He chose the Clippers over the Lakers. So I do understand why he feels disrespected. Like, when does that ever happen?
It was a big moment. That was a huge moment. It was a legitimate moment in the history of that franchise.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was so, but that sounds extremely reasonable. Like, how do you argue with that reason? That sounds like a competent franchise making a decision for their future.
So but my whole thing is the core they have now. It's not a championship core.
They're not trying. I mean, they know that though, right?
Kawhi's your best player, and it's like, I mean, how dependable is he? But and granted, when he's healthy, he's a bad motherfucker. But how often does that happen? And James Harden's going to be your number 2. We saw how he had another terrible postseason this year. Like, I don't know, man. I just don't think that discarding PG like this on the whims of we still have a championship core is being all the way honest with yourself.
Also, Harden was good in the third role. You know what I mean? Like, he's good. Like, he's not even I wouldn't even necessarily want Harden as a number 2 on a team that's trying to actually win a chip. You know what I mean? Like, that's not just gonna get you what you want. Like he was good in the role he played. He's not gonna be playing that role with PG gone. Like, yeah, you need him to get buckets. Like you need James Harden. You want to be in a position with James Harden where what he gives you is like, facilitating. And if he gets buckets, great. If he's, if he's going crazy, you know what I mean? You don't want to need a 25 point per game season, 27 point per game season from James Harden. You don't want to need that at this point of his career. So, I mean, yeah, he had a bad postseason, but he's just not the player he was, and that's fine. I mean, he's older.
Here's the quote from Paul George on his podcast was, and so the reporting just on the money was, they gave Kawhi a 3-year, $150 million extension, and he said on his podcast that he would have stayed with them for the same thing. So think about that. That would be $100 million a year committed to Kawhi and Paul George, who, as Tyler just said, is a core that you don't feel confident is going to win you a championship at this point. So that was what he wanted. He wanted $50 million a year. And he said he would have done 4 years, $212 million if there was a no trade clause. So 4 years, 212. Hold on. Doing the math. So
that's
again,
like what, 53?
about 50 million a year, right?
Yeah.
So they offered it. He said the first initial offer was 2 years, 60. And he was like, I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. I'm not signing that. Now, from a team's perspective, $30 million a year to Paul George, so $80 million a year committed, so more than half of your cap committed to Kawhi and Paul George. That seems, I agree with John, like that seems reasonable to me.
Also, I'm wondering, like, Kawhi, 50 M's.
That's done though. You know what I mean? So, and
Yeah.
I mean, but their thing was it's the shifting priorities, and the CBA hit them at a tough time.
Okay, yeah.
Because what they wanted was to have their core locked up to open the new arena, go be like a top 3 team in the West, and host multiple playoff series in that arena. So they signed Kawhi. Then the new CBA hits, and then now these deals come up with PG and Harden the year that the stadium's opening. So you know what I mean? So I do feel like it was, some of it's just kind of bad timing for them as an organization. But I don't mind that.
Yeah, and I think something here is PG was probably a bit more realistic of how far away this team is from a championship than the Clippers are. Because if PG legitimately wanted to be on a competitor that had a chance of winning a ring, he'd take the 2 years, right? And see, okay, let's see if we can get a healthy Kawhi for a season or two, see what we can do then.
30 though.
But I'm saying, but locking it on 5 years, he wants to retire a Clipper.
Year. You know what I mean? Like
him wanting a 5-deal shows he wanted to retire as a Clipper, regardless of what happens with the roster shakedowns years from now, right? So I don't know. It just feels like a disconnect where there were just some unrealistic expectations on how close his team is to a championship.
But they're giving him 30. He's wanting 50. That's almost half.
Well, and that's what he got from the Sixers. So what he said was
60% of what he wants.
So the Sixers gave him 4 for 212, and he said he would have taken the same offer from the Clippers. 4 for 212. So I mean, they were literally offering him 2 less years on, like you said, like 60% the salary to be on a worse team, probably.
Yeah.
2 for 60 isn't. I understand why Paul George is insulted by 2 for 60. 2 for 60. He played 74 games last year. He was very healthy. He's one of only 3 players in your franchise history to have 3 All-Star selections on your team. He got them to their only conference finals ever. Like 2 for 60 is insulting. I understand why they didn't want to do 4 for 212, but 2 for 60 is insulting.
But I feel like a little bit of this, some of the stuff we've talked about with the Warriors too. It's just the timing. He would have got the Kawhi deal if he'd been the first one up for the Kawhi deal. Don't you feel like? It's just they gave it to Kawhi.
Yeah.
And now the second apron is what the second apron is, and they can't give that deal to another person to be a 5 seed, 6 seed, and go out in the first. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That was not exactly the quick reaction that I was thinking about, but we went in on the fucking Clippers and Paul George. Steph says the Warriors are the last dynasty that the NBA will have. Do you agree or disagree with Steph's hot take?
I mean, shit, with this second apron bullshit, he might be right, dog. Like this shit just really cripples teams in a way where you cannot build a team like that. And also, there was so much luck with the Warriors dynasty build. Like I've always said this about the Warriors dynasty build. They built their dynasty the way everyone says is the quote unquote right way. right? Like if everyone says, if you're a team in the cellar who's looking to come up from not making the playoffs to winning a championship, you got to draft well. They did that. They knocked that out the park, right? You draft the best backcourt of all time, then you draft the best defensive player of his era, right? And he was like a number 30 pick. No one saw these three guys being as good as they are, right? So they knocked that whole draft part out the park. Then they say the whole part about, okay, you need a competent front office to make, right free, trades and all that. And we saw the roster they built out with Sean Livingston and Barbosa and all those guys. They had a really, really fucking good bench. And then they say, okay, so you draft well, you get a competent front office who knows how to make all the right moves. You make yourself appealing to the free agent market. And look what the fuck happened July 4, 2016, right? The biggest free agent signing perhaps in NBA history, right? So I always say that the Warriors built their dynasty the quote unquote right way, and people hate them because of that, myself included, because it was just A pluses across the board on every fucking part of the dynasty build. So yeah, I might be with Steph. Like it was so much luck there, and of course you had the Steph ankle injury where he had to take a lower deal than he would have gotten if he was fully healthy, which gave them some cap to even get KD. So yeah, like I said, it was just A pluses across the board on every stage of the build. There was some luck there that looked like it was bad luck with the Steph ankle injury that came back to be the best thing that happened to that franchise in a way. So yeah, man, it was just so much luck, and like I said, A pluses across the board. So I don't know if Lightning's gonna strike like that again.
How long does this deal with the second apron last? Like when are they renegotiating? Because this can't be.
I think it's like 10 years at least.
They're usually very long-term deals.
They're usually 10 plus
years.
years.
They're trying to time them around the TV deals.
I think because of the
it lasts
CBA,
until 2030.
Okay, because of the new CBA and because just also we're sort of trending away from just put three superstars together and you get a finals appearance. Yeah. Like era of basketball, you're probably not going to see a dynasty. The exception I'm wondering about is the San Antonio Spurs. If Wembanyama turns into God in 18 months, and then there's a cap jump because of the new TV deal, and like things from a timing perspective work. If Castle, the guy they drafted this year, turns out to be like Drew Holiday, actually turns out to be Drew Holiday, then you're in territory where you're like, wait a second. This is the best defensive team ever, maybe, plus with God on off. Like, you never know. If anyone's going to do it, I think it's going to be them.
Well, the Spurs getting another dynasty would be insane.
I would not enjoy that. I do.
Oh, yeah, Mike.
Bro, there was torturing niggas for a long time. Bro.
I know.
Yeah,
I do feel like I think we're kind of ignoring the elephant in the room, and we were mean enough to the Clippers that I don't mind being nice to the Celtics. Like the Celtics just won a really dominant championship, have everyone back, and if they win this upcoming year, they need one title in the next 2 or 3 years.
So what constitutes a dynasty? Three plus in 6 or less, like
6. If 3 and 7 starting to stretch it, but 3 in a
and has to be a back-to-back in the mix too, for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know I would say the Spurs didn't have any back-to-backs in theirs. So,
but they had the 15 years.
That was extended.
Okay,
that was extended long enough. But I agree with you. You generally need a back-to-back, and I do feel like the Celtics again. It's like they're the overwhelming favorites to win this year.
Right.
So you're already their talent. You're already in a good spot with the Celtics. I just want to emphasize what Tyler said about the Warriors, because I think because they were so dominant, I don't think this aspect of their run is appreciated enough. You see teams like the Pistons or whatever, who are like historically awful teams, will get the number 4 pick in the lottery, and the fans will be like ready to pull all the skin off their face. Like, the gods hate us. Like, we can't get a good draft pick. Like, we're drafting 5th again, like whatever it is. And it's true that in basketball, like LeBron James was the number 1 draft pick when he was 15, 16 years old. You see these dudes coming, you know where they're going to be. Steph, we would all agree it's Bron and Steph, and you can put KD up there too for this era. Steph was a number 7 draft pick. Clay was a number 11 draft pick. Teams now who are lottery teams are disgusted when they get those picks because they don't feel like they can find franchise-defining players. Draymond was the 35th pick.
What was Joker?
Joker's the all-time aberration.
42, I want to say.
Joker's the all-time aberration.
Taco Bell commercial. Yeah.
By the way, the Denver Nuggets are drafted future first ballot Hall of Famer Nikola Jokic.
2 chalupas for $6. Come get it.
What I mean?
But that's very unusual, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's like Wemby. You were talking about the Spurs. You knew Wemby was there. So anyway, but I think that's a special part. That was something I enjoyed as a casual basketball fan. about the Warriors was that way that they built it up in that way with a new system, with a coach who was willing to, hand the keys over to these dudes to try and do something different. Like, I'll admit, I was a little emotional seeing the pictures that Clay and Steph were posting of the two of them and Draymond when they all looked like they were 14 years old.
Right.
Like I love that era of hoops, bro. Like we were all talking, at that time about like, hey man, I watched basketball in the 90s. Michael Jordan was unbelievable, but don't let anyone tell you basketball in the 90s was better than this shit.
Period.
Like,
period. Were the Spurs 99 to 2014?
Yep.
Was that their span?
Yep. 5 and 15 seasons, bro. Yeah, man.
And not one heart rate raised in America. Not one erection given.
I don't know, man.
Tyler liked it. Tyler liked the way they played.
A lot of people.
Well, I was gonna say, well, they didn't.
The
win
Warriors are basically the Spurs with more seasoning. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way the ball, way they move the ball and shit. You feel me? Where they run an O. So yeah, but man, that's 15 years of dominance, bro. Crazy.
I'll just throw all the USA basketball ones into one topic, but how excited are you guys for this Olympic basketball team and to see those personalities interacting? And did you appreciate Ant saying, all these old dudes better figure out how to play with me?
Motherfucking Ant. Best interview in the league, bro. Man. But yeah, I'm bro, we got Bron, KD, and Steph and Kawhi on the same squad. Like we've discussed before how like that era is like probably gonna be our favorite era of basketball ever. So this feels kind of like one of the send-offs that we're gonna see for that era. So yeah, very, very much looking forward to it. I know I'm gonna be emotional as fuck. Like if I see Bron hit Steph on the driving kick or some shit like that. So yeah, man, very, very much looking forward to this team. And I think like just from what we see on paper, even though these guys are mid 30s, late 30s, I think this is one of the all-time great Olympic squads so far. We'll see how they play, how they mesh together on the court, but paper wise, all-time great roster, bro.
Do you remember when Kobe's last Olympics where he was like the OG? We just knew this
2012 when he was partying with his shirt off and shit, and then his wife flew out like the next day. We're like, party's over, guys.
But I remember him like, and in the games, like it was like Kobe's the man. Like this is the dude who's gonna take, during close games, I think with Spain and whatnot. But like it kind of feels like that where I'm with a number of guys where I'm like, I know this is his last time. You feel me? Like let me lean all the way in. And I got to do it. I mean, we're not going to see Bron on another Olympics. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine 4 years from now, Bron is still playing basketball? No. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is
you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying?
And Bron hasn't been on a team since 2012 either.
Yeah. So this feel like the last hurrah in a particular way. You know what I mean? Like, this kind of feels like their tour. They're so. Yeah,
it's probably the first one for LeBron since 2012, probably his last. KD's at like 3 or 4 in a row. Probably his last. Steph has never been on an Olympic team. Probably his only one going to be. It really is like the Avengers all coming together for one last road.
Well, and y'all know I covered the 2012 one. That was the Olympics that JJ and I covered in person. So we got to go to their practices, which was like the fucking. I mean, it was like crack. It was just like, could I just sit here? But they opened the practices up to the media. I'm going to run through the roster real quick. KD, Bron, Kobe, Tyson Chandler, Russ, Darren Williams, Andre Iguodala, Kevin Love, James Harden, Chris Paul, Anthony Davis, and Carmelo Anthony. That also felt like the close of an era. It's just Bron is still playing.
Right.
Yeah. It's 92 that squad and perhaps this squad. Like we'll see how they play, but for sure, man.
Mike, I'm curious about your take on this because you watch the practices. I've been thinking about this since we're getting, now that it's 2024, there's cameras everywhere. We're getting, I feel like a lot more video of their practices and scrimmages and their videos playing against the select team from the other day than we've gotten in years past.
Yeah.
And A, like how amazing is that? And B, I was thinking about this. I feel like this is an all-star game replacement in some ways. Like this is what we want to see.
1,000%.
These guys trying, the best in the world, trying hard with and against each other.
Everyone making fun of Joel Embiid for foul baiting. You know what I mean? Like everyone, like, come on, man! Like we're hooping right now, bro.
Right.
It is awesome to watch
nigga.
this.
You know what I mean?
No, you're exactly right, and I think that's the the part of being a sports writer that's fun for me is most sports are better not on TV. Like I don't like racing. I find racing to be boring as fuck. I think it's cool. Everyone's into F1, but I've never been able to watch that shit on TV. When you go cover an IndyCar race in person and you see, like, if you do a ride along with those dudes, you see what they're doing. I could get addicted to that shit easily. It's so intense. It's so much fun. Basketball is the same way. Unlike, I think baseball is the same thing. I don't think football, the Pro Bowl is not fun seeing those dudes practice and interact with each other because the football, the off switch is so far away from the on switch. But for basketball, those practices were like, I'm not exaggerating to say it, but I would put them up there with watching finals games and stuff on TV. I mean, it's just so much fun. The level of competition is so high. And I'm glad that they've opened it up because you could see in 2012 was when a lot of transition in media was happening. And you could see the discomfort some people had. We were there with the Dude Perfect guys. The younger players were like, oh, the Dude Perfect guys are about to put me on to all these little suburban kids. And the older dudes were like, get these weirdos the fuck away from me. Like, I don't want to be talking to
Dude
Skinny
Perfect.
McConnor face doing trick shots over here. You know, so, but the other thing was that they were just generally, everything was a little more resistant to media. There was still the idea that you could have privacy. So like Braun, for example, Braun did not talk to anyone at the practices we went to. Braun stayed on the court and hooped, just was like shooting free throws while everyone else was doing interviews. Kobe sat in the corner in like a throne and had like 150 microphones in his face, bro. And was answer. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Answer 2 questions in English, then a question in Italian, then a question in Spanish, then a question in English. Like, just, you know what I mean? This shit was different. So I love seeing Braun. That was my favorite part of the video that we've seen so far, was seeing Braun willing to be the like arms around everybody. I know this is my last ride. I know I'm the guy. You know, it's just, it's cool. But it was emotional too for me seeing that, like, when he just walked up and was saying hi to everyone. Like, this is it, bro. We got to enjoy this shit. You're right. Like, this is better than the All-Star game. And this will be the last time we get a group that means this much, I think, to us or people our age that these guys do.
Bron's been playing so long. Like, I know there was a time before Bron, but it doesn't feel like there was a time before Bron. You feel me? Like, I know, like, MJ, I remember like MJ playing and shit, and there's no Bron in the league, and he's by far my favorite player. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I just like it's gonna be so. I think this league will be really good even without Bron. You know what I mean? But it's just gonna be really hard to fathom no Bron in the NBA. You know what I mean? And so like me watching this, seeing him be like you said, we know it's his last hurrah. You know, it feels like it felt with Kobe, where it's like, damn, like Kobe really is gonna leave the league. You know what I mean? And it's kind of wild to me. It's just kind of hard for me to process at this point.
This is one of my favorite basketball fun facts. There are 7 players who played against both Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and LeBron James.
That's crazy.
So it really is. It's our whole basketball experience is like wrapped up with him. You know what I mean? Okay. Let me get my last.
And also we had him in like I remember like watching him as a junior too. Like, I remember the gym emptying out to watch him play on ESPN. Us all gathering around the one television in the gym. You feel me? Leaving the basketball court, and it's like 30 people on the second floor watching, 30, 40 people watching him, surrounding the shit, watching him together. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck is happening?
Yeah,
I have never seen anything
medical
like
pads across his tattoos. What the fuck was that about?
Talk about a different time, bro.
Different time. But also the fact that like we all were in one room watching this guy on ESPN, and we had never seen anything like that. We had never seen like a high school player like this. Like it's like crazy.
You've seen the graphics of LeBron in video games over time. That's like he was playing with video game basketball players.
He went from like Tomb Raider to like from Tomb Raider to like CGI, bro. Yeah.
Right. This nigga, like we saw Bron with like he was on ESPN without a haircut.
Right.
Nigga didn't have a lineup. You feel me? His shit was, you know what I mean, overgrown. Like this, like we saw Bron before all this shit. You know what I mean? This pre-Hummer, all that. You know what I mean? Like that was a wild time. And now, like, to imagine that kid, no lineup, booming everything, doing everything in the court, is now having this like it makes me feel old in a way something else hasn't made me feel. You know what I mean?
Until your second baby comes, yeah, for sure.
And that motherfucker. Bob leave it on my head.
We got a couple other topics I'm gonna leave for the next show, but I did want to, while we know we have John, I wanted to ask Tyler. I asked John and Jackson on the last show. They were talking about how good fruit is while you're high, and I asked, "What
fruit?" Look at him, close his eyes. Look at him. Look at him. Nigga, man. Almost nut right up under the mic, nigga.
I swear the
mic moved a little bit, like the mic. It touched the mic a little bit, didn't it? You tell him, Daddy Dick per year over here.
My question to them was, which fruit improves the most over its sober baseline while you're high?
Oh, dog, listen, like, yes, that fruit conversation while you're high, bro. There are times when I know I'm getting high and I will go to Publix and get that motherfucking kiwi, strawberry, and pineapple bowl. And get high and eat that shit, bro. It will take you to a whole other level. Like, you eat fruit when you're high and you're like, this is what nature intended life to be like. That's what it feels like. It feels like the universe is hugging you.
That's exactly what John said.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like.
This is what fruit was supposed to taste like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
We fucked it up.
But yeah, listen, man. The like I said, that Publix pineapple, strawberry, and kiwi bowl, that is always a go-to when I know I'm about to get zooted, for sure.
I want to tell you something, Tyler. I think you should put a nectarine in the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
Let get the right one. We don't want it hard. You know what I mean? We want a ripe nectarine. I don't know why, but I just thought of like old girl's toes.
Whose toes?
Allison's toes.
Oh, bro. Allison. Oh, from Game of Thrones.
John and I had a fucking. We had a hard detour.
This is how Laris would describe her toes. Nice and ripe, like a little chill on them. That's what. Anyway, but get you a nice nectarine, bro. Say that motherfucker to when you hit the tree. Bro, I'm trying to, and I want you to report back and let me know how you feel.
Oh,
and and we talked about this. This is a great year for fruit. It's one of the best years for fruit we've seen in a long time. The watermelon is incredible this year.
Fruit is going crazy.
Nectarines, 10. Grapes, strawberries. The median strawberry is so much higher than years past. You feel me? Like, bro, this is the year to Tell me about that nectarine. I just want to get yours. I want you to report back what you're finding.
I'm a big fan of nectarines. Big fan of stone fruits, period. Stone fruits are the fruits that have the big ass seed in the middle. And this is that season for them right now. And bro, cherry plums, like shit. I flew out to Summer League with some.
Tyler brought us a bag of cherry plums. And Vinny and I were not shy about just fucking going full Laris with Allison's piggies with the fucking cherry plums.
Hell yeah, I got a bag in the fridge right now. Like, that's my favorite fruit. I hate that it's seasonal, but while the season's here, we gonna ball out. But yeah, man, big fan of stone fruits, bro.
I've been leaning nectarine. How are the peaches this year? I feel like I need to.
I haven't tried a peach.
I haven't tried a peach this year.
I like nectarines so much more than peaches that it's become part of my fruit eating identity. I go to the nectarine.
A nectarine is a hybrid fruit, ain't it? Ain't it like a peach and some shit, a peach and a plum or some shit? Or
I think that that makes sense if it is, but I feel like the texture of nectarines are better than peaches, even though peaches are juicier.
It's not a hybrid. It's merely a smooth skinned peach.
Oh, well, I'll be damned.
Oh,
they've been cultivated as long as furry peaches, according to the Guardian.
Okay, well, hush my grits.
But the texture is different, right? The texture does feel different.
They're believed to have originated from a naturally occurring genetic mutation of peaches.
I mean, all this shit.
That's fire.
Or
man, that mutation did numbers, nigga. Shit. Yeah. What mutation was it? Like, is there a name for it? We should worship that motherfucker. Nectarine mutation. That's crazy.
Since John brought it up organically, do you agree with us that Laris's piglet fetish with Allison is a little more forgivable, given that she might have the only clean and healthy piggies in the entire realm.
Yeah, she might have the only feet in the realm that like see water once every 3 months or some shit. So I mean, I ain't mad. It's just weird to him that he's like, he's like a clubfoot dude who loves feet. So I think there's some shit he needs to work out there with himself. But yeah.
Do they have therapists there? Did therapists exist?
The therapist
Could he go talk to somebody?
Is the first prostitute you slept with?
The therapists are the
That's
ladies of leisure. Those are the therapists there.
That's why homie was sitting there just hugging him. Oh boy, fucked up his therapy session. That's why he killed that nigga. I can't even go over here and vent about what the fuck going on. Oh, you see my eye, nigga? You know I've been through some shit. I get this way by accident, motherfucker. I have a therapy session. You come here and clown her. You feel me? Fuck you. You got to die, bitch. So when you get chased by a dragon hole, pause.
Turn him into fucking medium.
Let's
on
see
the
what
medium
happens.
well, bro.
Right. It didn't happen how I wanted to, but let me go ahead and help. Turn that motherfucker up to broil, bitch.
Aegon the Broiled. First of his name. Fourth of his name, or whatever the fuck.
Fourth of his name.
It was about 80 of them motherfuckers.
Fuck you, man. He fucked up his therapy session, walked in and destroyed that bitch. That was his one comfortable place. Fuck that nigga, man. He earned that shit.
All right, that's all the time we got for today. Thanks for hanging out with us in the chat. I'm sorry, Jackson, did I miss anything in the chat?
Mostly just people naming fruit. We got mango people. We got some banana and peanut butter people. And then recently it's just been how this pod going from fruit to medieval feet. No pods like this one.
Okay. Also, I want to say this too.
Proud of that
I think I'm a peanut butter guy now. Like I know I just said like I like jelly better, but peanut butter is the most important in a jelly sandwich. But now I'll get high and eat a spoonful of peanut butter.
What kind of peanut butter?
It's 365. It's Whole Foods.
But is it natural peanut butter, like with the oil where you gotta like
the
stir
oil
it?
on top and shit.
Yeah, I gotta stir it. I gotta stir it.
You're fucking churning peanut butter, bro.
I'm a suburbs kid. I'm sorry. It's not my fault, nigga. This life chose me. I ain't choose it. You feel me? I was supposed to be your oil in the peanut butter ass nigga, dog. Nigga, I'm sorry, dog. The shit is fire, bro. You can't eat a scoop of jelly like that. I mean, I know y'all do. Cool. I'm not trying to get into that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
No one said they eat a scoop of jelly.
No, Mike did say it. Mike, you did say it. We can run the tape.
I didn't say I eat a spoonful of jelly.
No, Mike said, Tyler, you have the memory. You know, Mike
said I said I'll eat a jelly sandwich. I didn't say I'll eat a spoonful of jelly like it's Mary Poppins.
No, you said you would. Because when you said it, I'm like, you're a jelly eating motherfucker. That's crazy to me. I know that blew my mind. It was like, yo, niggas eating jelly out here. That's wild, bro. You feel me? But no, I am a spoonful of peanut butter. I'm not happy about it.
You're eating the peanut butter. Dude. People hear you stirring that oil, and the fucking rent price goes up by $100 for your whole street, dog.
The goop 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 sound. Is white women like, is that peanut butter?
It's a rapidly improving part of Los Angeles.
Stop.
Oh man, nigga.
Eviction notice is going out by the fucking truck full right now, bro.
No. You said I'm a gentrified ass peanut butter eating motherfucker. That is crazy. got called a Republican over the shit. Now I'm called a gentrified, nigga. It's getting real nasty in this motherfucker, mate. Mama.
All right, John, we're wishing you and Rhonda and Somi all the best, bro. Obviously, we're gonna try not to blow you up, but we'll be blowing you up and everything. I know the chat's with you. Yeah. All the Jenkins and Jones people are with you. We all love you guys, and hope the next 24 hours is excellent and smooth. And thanks for having a soggy face at the start of a podcast that we ended talking about peanut butter.
Just in case you didn't know, I'm a big old bitch. Anytime I get to talk about kids, nigga, wet, soggy as fuck, nigga. Soggy as shit by the face. Praise.
All right, we're gonna figure out our recording schedule. We will be back later this week, as well as Sunday night with our next House of Dragons recap. Might be a little later than usual, but we'll get the info out there on the recording times, and we'll see y'all soon. Bye.
Bye.